John Shelby with you alongside Chris Singleton. And today's starting pitcher, Sandy Alcantara. What do you have on him?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
All right, just about ready for baseball. Here's Juan Soto.
The left fielder, number 22, Juan Soto.
This one in the air, center field. He's got it. One away. Here's a Mets lineup now. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, the key is to lay off pitches down in the zone until you're forced to swing. Set your sights higher in the strike zone, looking for something elevated, because sinkers are less effective up in the zone. They tend to flatten out. So when you get a cookie, you don't want to miss it.
On a line out towards center. And that's a base hit. And that gives Jorge Polanco a chance to hit with 2 out.
Waste no time there. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
The batter now, Jorge Polanco. Swung on, belted. That one carrying. Out of here. A 2-run homer. And the Mets jump in front. It's 2-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead.
Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
So 2 down, and now Luis Robert Jr. Base hit, center field. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Marcy moving back for this one. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Mets had 2 runs on this blast. It's now a 2-0 ball game. This is NL East Baseball. Digging in, Jacob Marcy. Yeah! And a foul ball.
Man, he'd like to have that pitch back.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Okay, let's check out the lineup. Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here. Bounce to the right. Oh no, he threw it home. And he gets to first safely as a result. So I think I'll just sit here quietly in disbelief. Agustin Ramirez, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Line drive, base hit. Coming home. 1 run is in. And he's in at third with an RBI triple.
Well, back within 1 as he brings home the run. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
Now here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Otto Lopez. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. The 0-1. Right through there for a strike.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy.
This to third. Long throw to first. And there's 2 down.
Batting fifth, the
Christopher
first baseman,
Morel,
number 5,
the next up for the Marlins. And that is out of play. 0-1 now. And there's a foul ball. Ramirez on third with 2 out. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. High fly ball, right field. Benj gets under it. And that ends the inning. Marlins get a run on the RBI triple. And back here at Lone Depot Park, top of the second, Marcus Semien up now for the Mets. High fly ball lifted in the air, right field. And there's one away. Carson Benj, the next to hit. This one in the air, center field. Marcy under it. And there's 2 down. So digging in,
Batting
Francisco
ninth, the catcher,
Alvarez.
number 4, Francisco Alvarez.
That's out to center field. Marcy under it. And that'll do it. Down in back here in Miami. And now for the Marlins, Griffin Conine. Pulls that one foul.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
In the air, right field. Benj hauls it in, and there's one away. Graham Pauley, the next up for the Marlins. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. One out man at first. Now Owen Casey. Yeah, that's fouled off. Popped up to the left into foul ground. Takes it in for the out.
Bill, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. And I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
Connor Norby in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. That is the inning. On to the third inning. Here's the Mets leadoff man, Juan Soto. Fly to center his first time. This one drilled right center field. That one heading for the fence and gone. A massive home run. And they add to their lead. It's 3-1.
Sitting first pitch fastball, and that's what he delivered. He guessed right, squared it up, and he made it look way too easy. When a guy's got a real hard fastball, you can't overswing. All you've got to do is get the bat head to the spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around the bases like he did right there.
Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. There's a swing and a drive. Carrying well. See you later. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they tack one on the board. It's 4-1. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. Line drive. And there's one away.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Up the middle. Over to first. And they got him. 2 down, bases empty. Here's Luis Robert, 1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Sends it to first. Third out. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now a 4-1 ball game. This is NL East baseball here on MLB The Show. Set for the bottom of the third. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Jacob Marcy. That's towards center. One up, one down.
Woo, he was all over that first pitch fastball. Just barely missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
And that's pushed foul off to the left and out of play.
Got to be careful here. This is the type of hitter that can punish you, even with...
That one ripped right center field. That skips over the fence, so it's an automatic double. Fly ball down the line. Bench on his way over, and that will drop foul. And it's second. On the ground to the left. Can't glove it cleanly. Oops, he came home with it. And no shot to get him at first. There's 2 aboard. Otto Lopez, the next up for the Marlins. Swing and a pop-up. And a foul ball. In the air, center field. Lindor in position. And there are 2 down.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
Base hit. Headed for the plate. Here comes the throw. Safe at home, and the runner scores from second. And now just a 2-run deficit. In the air, left field. Soto should have this one. And that is the inning. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. Back here at Lone Depot Park. On to the 4th. Well, he's been knocked around pretty good so far, but they've got him back out there at least to begin the inning.
Yeah, and you wonder just the strength and perhaps the health of that bullpen for him to go back out there. But he's taking this one for the team. Perhaps he can stabilize things and the offense can score some runs for him.
Here is Marcus Semien. Flied to right his first time. Hit on the ground to short. Lopez. In plenty of time to first. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th. 2 outs, base is empty. And next for New York, Carson Bench. Line drive, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box. And
plays it on a bounce, and it deflects away. The run scores from second, and they take a 3-run lead. Back to the top of the Mets order. Here's Juan Soto.
Coming off an absolute bomb in his last at bat.
In the air, out towards left center. Konai has a beat on it, and that's the 3rd out. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's 5-2. This is NL East baseball here on MLB The Show. Bottom of the 4th, and now here's the Marlins DH, Graham Pauley.
You know, these Marlins just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They're swinging early, being aggressive, but 1 or 2 pitches later, the at-bat is over. That's not going to cut it if it's not resulting in hits. So they might want to be a little more selective up there.
In for a strike, and it's 0-2. This one in the air, center field. Roberts settles under it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Marlins.
Singing, here's a look at his pitch breakdown for the game.
Well, he's known for that four-seamer, Boog, and we've seen plenty of it from him today. You don't throw one pitch this much without having plenty of confidence in it. Minimal damage against him to this point. We'll see if the lineup forces him to make an adjustment.
On the ground, right side. Oh, no, he threw it home. And he gets to first safely as a result. So I think I'll just sit here quietly in disbelief. One down. Connor Norton, the next up for the Marlins. And a foul ball. Now the 0-1. Runner on the move. Pitch in for a strike. No throw, safe at second. Battling here as he fouls it away. Peralta, one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and that certainly is a benefit to him when he's in a spot like this.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the game in high leverage situations, you've got to be able to get the swing and miss and put hitters away. Pretty simple plan of attack on the mound right there, huh?
Yeah, nothing but fastballs. They just kept putting down the _1 and letting it fly. I like it.
Yeah, me too, and I'd love to hit against that, but of course.
That is the inning. One left for Miami. Back here in Miami, we go to the top of the 5th. Francisco Lindor up now for the Mets. Nice grab to first, and they get the out.
Up next for the Mets, the third baseman, Bo Bichette.
The third baseman, Bo Bichette, singled and scored back in the first. He's 1 for 2. That one ripped right center field. And in one hops the wall.
These guys today are so great with handling
Up next to the
velocity.
bat,
They're seeing
the first
high
baseman,
speeds
Jorge
day after day, and a nice job of turning that one around.
One gone, runner at first. Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets. Oh, now this one's blasted deep to left. Way back there, on its way and out of here. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they add on. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off.
At this level, you got to be good. Sometimes you got to be a little lucky. That was a pretty nasty pitch. Sinker on the outside corner, but he did a great job of covering it.
Michael Peterson taking over on the mound.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. Out of here. They go back to back, and they boost their lead. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here.
welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one. And you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side as a hitter, it's a great time.
And now this one's a rocket to right. Way back there. Gone. They've hit another. And they add a run. It's 9-2.
First pitch swinging, and he got the fastball. He knew exactly what to do with it, too.
Now it's Marcus Semien. And that one pulled foul. The 0-1. And that one in the air center field. Marcy under it. Brings it in. 2 away. And now the right fielder, Carson Bench. He's 1 for 2 so far in his debut.
First big league game, check. First hit, check. First multi-hit game, that would be nice. We'll see.
And that should be extra bases. Man at first, Francisco Alvarez will hit next. That one is absolutely belted. Way back there, it's got a chance. And that one is off the wall. The relay to third. There's the tag. They get him. And that's the inning. So it's a 4-run inning on bottom of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Xavier Edwards.
You know, these Marlins looking to string together better at bats when they have runners on, but it just hasn't happened for them yet. They do have 2 hits with runners in scoring position, so they've delivered in those moments a couple of times, but for the most part, they're leaving a lot of food on their plate.
Foul ball still 0-2. Stays alive.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Safely into third with the leadoff triple. So man aboard, and now Agustin Ramirez. Popped up left side. Bichette. And there's one down.
Well, that's a frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter right there. I mean, that pitch was right down the middle. I think he got a little too excited, came out of his mechanics. Instead of driving that ball somewhere, he popped it up. Unfortunate for him.
Lopez in the box now. Takes strike 1. On the ground. Bichette. And here's the first baseman, Christopher Morel. Hey. Oh, 1 down. Right through there for a strike. Swing and a ground ball, and it's through for a hit. And now 2 aboard. Here's the left fielder, Griffin Conine. And that one fouled off. Two on, one out. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a ball lifted left field. He makes the grab. And he's up to third safely with two gone. Now at the plate, Graham Pauley. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. The Marlins trying to get back into this one. Last half of inning number 5. He caught it behind his back. Comes home with it. What a play. Inning over. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across one. 5 innings complete. Back at the ballpark, let's take a look at some of the moments that stand out to us. So the batting order turns over, and now it's Juan Soto. Hammered, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Up next for the Mets, the shortstop, Francisco.
It's not often someone hits a baseball this hard. It's worthy of a StatCast treatment, Singy.
Well, I was anxious to see what that exit velo would be, and wow, 116 miles per hour. StatCast absolutely lit.
This one's into the outfield. Could be extra bases. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. So up next for New York, Bo Bichette. There's the strike. 9. Five of that one.
Well, these Mets, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. It's been a real team effort. Already 7 extra base hits, so that goes to show they're getting contributions from top to bottom.
That's a base hit. They won't test it here. Bases loaded, no outs.
Up next for the Mets.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Jorge Polanco. He's already homered twice, the last one back in the 5th.
Just seems like he can't miss right now, seeing the baseball as well as anyone on the field. Now, I know the odds are against him, but
there's a line drive to left field. And that is a big first out. The relay to third. Safe. He beats it.
Well, he hit that one pretty well. I think it would have been a lot more than a sac fly if not for that nice play by the outfielder to track it down. Good job of getting the run in.
Luis Robert now. He's already homered here in this one. Hard hit into the gap. 1 run will score. The relay. And he's got no chance. He's out. But a run does come in to score. So now here's the DH, Brett Beatty.
Hit an absolute tape measure shot last time up.
That one pushed to the left and foul. That one is absolutely belted. Looks like extra bases. Robert comes in to score, and they now lead by 9. Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Andrew Nardi gets the call from the pen.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers in their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Man on second, 2 down. Edwards fires to first, and Simeon is out. 3rd out, and that ends the frame. 8-9-1 scheduled in the bottom of the 6th. It's the Mets 12. This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
Singy, were you superstitious as a player?
I'd say a little bit, Dan. I wouldn't want to admit it, but I think, you know, you have a good game the next.
Swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance. And a foul ball. That one lifted to left. Soto turns to the right on the move. Couldn't get to it before it dropped foul.
We've got some superstitions up here in the booth, and you never can say, hey, this game's going really fast early in the ball game.
Yeah, that is one of the ways that we are capable of putting the jinx on the game, is talking about how fast the game is going. That normally will grind it to a screeching halt.
No.
Left field. Soto really on his horse for it. Makes the catch for the out. Jacob Marcy, the next up for the Marlins. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Two down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. That is the inning. And the Marlins down quietly. They're down a bunch. It's 12-3. Back here at Lone Depot Park. They put themselves out in front with a nice display at the plate. Take a look at the spray chart for where their hits have landed.
And they've really been peppering left field, as you can see from the graphic right here. Might be time for the defense to slide a bit towards that side.
Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Conine takes it in for the out. And a quick out, number one.
Up next,
here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. Ground ball right side, it squirts through. So that will bring up the top of the order with one away.
Up next for the Mets, the left fielder, number 22.
Juan Soto now. He's already homered in this game. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That's got a chance. Up against the wall and brings it in. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport. Fair ball. Relay to third. There's the tag. They get him. And that's the inning. Bottom of the seventh. And now for the Marlins, Xavier Edwards. In the air, left field, and it falls. And the leadoff man aboard. Pushing for more, pushing his luck. Safe at third with a triple, his third hit of the day. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Agustin Ramirez. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. And that's a foul ball. That's foul off. Right side keeps the AB going. Fights it off. He'll see another. Runner at third, nobody out. Here at the bottom of the seventh. Up the middle. And a run scores from third thanks to the infield single. So up next, Otto Lopez. Rolled to short, possible 2-ball. Oops, he came home with it. And of course, everybody's going to be safe. Yikes.
Up next for the Marlins.
First and second and nobody out. And at the plate for Miami, Christopher Morel. Foul ball there. The 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Ooh, he missed a mistake right there.
And that's a strikeout looking. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Bell just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Chopped left side. And foul ball. 2 on, 1 out. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Just overmatched on that fastball right there, and it wasn't like he was set up for it by something off speed earlier in the at-bat. Just came right after him with 3 straight, and he had no answer for it.
The 0-1. Oh, great stop. Oh, no, he threw it home. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Well, fortunately, they've got a big lead on the scoreboard, so that error shouldn't hurt too much. But you have to be careful about losing concentration in a game like this. It can be an easy trap to fall into.
Stepping in, Owen Casey. In the air, right field, pretty well struck. Gone. Grand slam.
Well, a great job here of staying within himself. You know that if you get a knock, you're going to drive in a couple. So stay focused on that. Well, he does more than just a knock. It's the grand slam to drive in 4. Really good job at the plate.
Back to the top of the order. And now the center fielder, Jacob Marcy. Into the outfield, base hit. And now 2 aboard. Oh, and he's coming home. 1 run across.
Well, that gets them a little closer in this one. Really important at bat coming up now.
And up next for Miami, Xavier Edwards. Fought off foul. Ripped on the ground to second. Simeon toss over to first. That'll end the inning after. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Anthony Bender.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Bichette in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Right through there for a strike. Miami's bullpen with some action. Lake Bacher preparing to come on if needed. Swing and a line drive and a base hit up the middle. And a good start to the inning.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Jorge Polanco. Hit on the ground might be 2. Here's Edwards for 1, and that's 2.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
And now it's Luis Robert. The other way, and that's just foul. Two down, nobody on. That one ripped right center field, and it looks like trouble. And he's got a double, his 4th hit. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
At the plate, Brett Beatty, Lopez. And that is that. Mets strand 1. It's still a 12-9 ball game. On to the bottom of the 8th. And now for the Marlins, Agustin Ramirez. Out towards right center field. He's got it. And there's one down.
Almost a loud start to the inning on that first pitch. Man, he's going to want that one back, no doubt.
Lopez in the box now. No balls and a strike. Swings through that one. And a foul ball. He stays alive. On the ground, out to short. Lindor on to first. And there are 2 outs.
Now just about to hit that century mark. 100 pitches for this game.
The first baseman.
2 down, base is empty. Christopher Morel, the next up for the Marlins. And the 0-1. Fastball for a strike. Hit hard on the ground to short. Oops, he came home with it. And he gets to first safely as a result. So I think I'll just sit here quietly in disbelief. Conine now at the plate as he swings through strike 1.
Here's a run scoring opportunity. You definitely got to push something across because it's not going to get any easier. You get to the 9th, get a lockdown closer ready to come in.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Oh, 2 now. Popped in the air, left field. Soto moving under it. This one looks like trouble. Rounds third, headed for the plate. In to score from first.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. Now that sets up a huge at bat in this ballgame.
Paulie in the box now. Takes strike 1. The Fish with the tying run at the plate. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up. Try to track the ball. Block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about. But some way, somehow, climb back into this at bat through the count.
Tying run at the plate. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Liner snagged at first.
Ain't no stress, we relax, we relax, we relax, we relax. Yeah. Had to get back right, now we back in the back right, now we back. Ay.
Back here in Miami, all set to start the ninth in this one. Marcus Semien up now for the Mets. Right through there for a strike.
Hey, partner, how's your scorecard looking right now?
Little dicey, kind of hieroglyphics style at the moment. You know what it's like, Singy? Remember our trip to London? Oh, this one high and deep, way back there. Out of here. A solo shot. And they add to the lead. It's 13-10.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Now here is Carson Benz. Ripped on a line to center. And there's one down.
He was all over that fastball right there. I'll tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
Here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. And first offering is fouled off.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. And you use like 5 different colors of pens, so like it's just a mosaic over there.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're always judging the different pens. Like, you know, I get the skinny scoring pen. And then I have the red and then the black. New pitcher for the Marlins, Lake Bacher. He's into the game with the bases empty. So back to the top of the order. Juan Soto up now for the Mets. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Gone way up into the upper deck. Another homer. It's their second home run of the inning, and they tack on to their lead. It's 14-10.
That's a swing that'll boost the win probability for sure. And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. Two outs, runner at first. Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit.
Good swing out of him last time. Ripped a liner into center.
Well struck left field. And it one-hops the wall. And that'll put runners at the corners with 2 away.
I mean, come on. Have a game.
Jorge Polanco getting ready to hit.
Calvin Bouquet.
Smoke to right, but he's got it. All set for the bottom of the 9th. And now for the Marlins, Owen Casey. That one fouled off.
He's got a rare skill set out there.
He swings and drives one out to deep left field. That's back, and that ball is out of here.
A surprise performance here. You don't expect this kind of power from him, but he's proven everyone wrong with a multi-home run game.
And here is Connor Norby. Foul ball. The Mets trying to close out a 3-run lead here in the last half of inning number 9. This one in the air, center field. And there's one away. Back to the top of the order now. Jacob Marcy now at the plate. And first offering is fouled off. Late with the swing there. Gets a piece and stays alive. One down, base is empty here in the ninth. Swings, and this one's flared.
Nope,
and foul ball. Hit in the air, center field. Robert drifts towards it. Out number 2. So they're down to their final out. And at the plate for Miami, Xavier in the air, left side. He puts it away, and that'll do it. The Mets slug their way to a win in this one.
Well, what a gutsy performance. He saved the bullpen, gave him the day off. He wasn't super dominant, but he found a way to pitch. And when guys don't have their best stuff inning after inning throughout an entire game, you see them dig deep and they pitch. And that's exactly what he did to get this win today.
In our final, 14-11. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long